Now, good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Finance Committee on the 19th of August 2024. Just some housekeeping. We do not have a fire alarm scheduled, so if the fire alarm does go off, can we please exit the building in an orderly manner via the fire exits to the front and the rear of the building. So item 2. Apologies for absence.
Yeah, it's Councillor Tyler and Councillor Thwaites.
Okay, thank you. Declaration.
Oh, sorry, and Councillor Bircham as well.
Okay. And to receive declarations of interest, if anybody has any. Item 4. Can I have a proposer to suspend the meeting for public participation? Councillor Dalton and Councillor Clinton. Would anyone like to address the meeting? No, that was swift and quick then. No, that's no's all round. So item 5, minutes of the meeting dated the 15th of July. Hopefully everybody's read them to the all happy. Yeah, can I have a proposer, Councillor Taylor, to accept the minutes and a seconder, please? Councillor Westby, thank you very much. Then can we?
Yeah, all in favour.
Yeah, all in favour? Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Unanimous?
Yep, that is good, good. And then we will move on to item 6. Consider and resolve A, the flooding payment of £7,000. All members received an email regarding this. This is for the emergency funding that needed to finish the culvert clearing. And all the members that responded were generally happy that this went on, so we'll accept that. Show of hands, please. All in favour? Unanimous.
Yeah.
Do you want to propose, Sharon?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, yeah. And a second, Councillor Dalton.
Sorry, I was reading, so yeah. And then it was unanimous.
It was unanimous. So we will move on to car park quotations. As everyone had a chance to look through.
We sent a summary through, didn't we, on Excel, which then summarises everything, which might be a bit more helpful.
Councillor Taylor, do you have some questions?
No, not really. Just a comment. My preference for companies was Anglo Roadways. I know they've undertaken work for the council previously, and the standard of the work has been very good. I think they were quite comfortably, well, actually lesser than the middle on their pricing. And I was also going to say that I would accept the quotations for the car park on Station Road leading to the football club, and also the rear car park of the town hall.
And that's your proposal. Do we have a second of that? And we'll do them both. Yeah. Yeah. So Councillor Fraser seconding, and a show of hands, please.
Unanimous.
That's great. I must admit the work that they have carried out to the council like before has been good, and we've never had to go back to it.
And I must admit, he was very prompt in his quoting, his explanations. There's been any queries I've had.
Sharon, I didn't include this, but I'm happy to add it on as an extra. I know in the meeting papers there was a further quote for the
planning, yeah,
come down.
yeah.
What is your view on that?
Well, it's a road that is very bumpy, as we know.
The price that you're referring to only came from one company, which was for 3,000, and I hadn't got a remit from you I just did that out of interest so that you would know how much that could cost. Then I was subsequently advised by the next company we quoted that if you were just to do planing, that wouldn't last 5 minutes, in his words. So that might be money that's not very prudently spent.
And I noticed that there isn't a quote for that from the company that we've just appointed. So maybe if we deal with that separately, once the other work's been carried out, but we could maybe get that quote
Yeah,
from all three, so we have a comparison. I know the third one has come back and said that he doesn't think it'd be adequate, but if you are happy with the company that we have chosen, which for transparency was Anglia Roadways at £108,000. If you're happy with them, go back and as you said, he was quite willing and amicable to giving you advice. Maybe he'll give you some advice on that as well.
yes, yeah, that's right. Because what I was also going to suggest, if you were going to go down that road, sorry about the pun, is to basically ask, maybe you share that road with other organisations and people, landlords, etc. Again, repeat that exercise where you go to residents and see if they will share the cost. So even if that cost is higher, if we get some pledges to sort of share the cost, you know, there are people on the frontage here, but they also use the rear, their businesses.
All of the businesses along there have rear access to their build properties through the
Yeah,
driveway
so-
anyway, as do the residents. So in all fairness, in the interest of public money, we should maybe be approaching those, because we will have to approach them to undertake any maintenance work anyway.
Exactly.
So if we're approaching them for permission to do it, we may as well see if we can get a contribution
Yeah,
and lessen the load to the public purse.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay. So we now have item C, 6C, which is the town hall door accessibility kitchen door quotations.
Right, so let's just get some hand. Yeah, I've sort of put the two on together really. So shall we deal with the kitchen one first? That's the next
Can
one.
we-
Get to my, I've got a summary list here, which is so much easier.
That is, because I'm now jumping between
Yeah, I've got
attachments.
those here. So, yeah, there are three companies, Wentwood. You also had Hughes Gray and Voyager.
So this is for the door, not
These
for
are,
the kitchen.
sorry, these are the kitchens.
No, we're town hall
Your-
door
your
and
door, okay.
door quoted, kitchen door.
There's not actually an item specifically for the kitchen.
No, I just noticed.
Yeah, there is no item on here for the kitchen. It's only the kitchen door quotations. Town hall door accessibility and kitchen door quotations.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Well, oh, sorry. We're not, oh, that's weird. I thought I maybe did kitchen. Ah, I think that meant to say just the kitchen items as well, not kitchen.
Are we able to undertake it if it's not?
Well, my intention was to deal with the town hall door accessibility and then kitchen. I think that word door was extra to requirements, which could then be a little bit, what's the word?
Is it a little bit of a grey area? Would
Yeah.
it be a grey area?
Yeah, but
I'm
I mean,
happy.
you were sent the kitchen quotation,
were
which
sent
did
it.
imply that you were looking for a decision.
Yeah, I know, but it's the wording on the agenda, isn't it, that we're bound
Yeah.
by. We only have a couple of week and a half till the full council meeting. I'm
Mhm.
quite happy if the chair of council is happy to give a presentation on this one item. I'm quite happy for the chair of council to take on this one item on behalf of this committee, if she's happy to, just so we can progress it as soon as possible, rather than wait an extra month, because I know we are being scrutinised quite strictly at the moment, and one wouldn't want anyone to come and participate in public participation and hold us
Yeah,
to accountability
okay,
on that one word.
okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. So we're now going to do the
Just the
doorway.
kitchen doorways, if we, oh, the town hall
Okay,
doorway,
yeah,
do we have a door
yeah.
for the kitchen?
Yeah,
quote.
I mean, we've got quotes. You see, the thing is, the way they were presented by various companies sort of like
It's all in
included
one.
that, and it didn't split it. So what
We'll
I
just do
did
the
was-
town hall door then, and we'll defer the kitchen door and any other
Yeah, well,
kitchen items
put
to
it
the full
this way,
council.
the one that I would rule out with regard to the door accessibility front door work would be Nuays, because they were the most expensive. So you in the running, you've got two fairly close quotes, with £1,000 within each other. You've both all three companies are in the Federation of Master Builders, so they've all got a good reputation. I don't have a problem with that. Looking at the kitchen doorway, the quote, actually, that was priced, they were both priced separately. The cheapest one there was SP Blades. And that was about £330 less than Dunnybills.
Mhm.
So taking that into account, but if you actually took the total cost for the doors as such, then SP Blades were the cheapest, and I was planning on recommending them.
For both. Well, at this present time, then, if you are happy with that company, you've dealt with the
Yeah.
company. I don't personally know any of them. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's anyone in the room heard. I'm happy to propose this evening the part that covers the item on the agenda.
Yeah,
And just for absolute clarity, that price isn't subject to them undertaking the other work. That is a standalone price for that element of the work.
Yeah,
So
the
whether-
standalone
so whether-
price.
Whether or not they undertake any further works to the improvements to the town hall,
The front door is 3,120.
the price
Yeah.
will be the price on that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's. I
So
get you,
if
yeah.
and this inner door, that's the town hall door accessibility. So the interior door, is this on top of this or as well as this?
Yeah, oh dear, yeah, no, that is, the inner door is the door that we looked at.
Is also
scrutinised much
accessibility,
more.
but that's a town hall.
What company is this? Sorry,
Yeah,
Sharon?
SP Blades.
So it's the
first one.
top line on the green box on the quotations that we've received.
Yeah. In fact, I think that that price is actually suited that. If you add those up, they don't come to that, do they? So they are way even more expensive than them. So by
I
far the
didn't-
cheapest
didn't
quote is
look
SP
there.
Blades. I don't know why that didn't add up properly on that spreadsheet. Because that's 13,000 in itself. So I don't think that included those. So that was way larger anyway. So SP Blades were by far the cheapest. It's just that this figure is incorrect.
Mhm.
In the pack, all on top of it has SP Blades. Is the front sheet.
So if I'll quickly pass this round. So
I want to see. That's not what I want to see. I don't want to see the price. I want to see the specifications.
this is the correct.
What do you mean?
These two, the 16. I'll just give you all a moment while you're looking through. I'm guessing you're looking online and your hard copy.
Yeah, it wasn't in
Yeah.
the meeting papers, so I'll just read it. So, for the quotation, what's specified here is doorway to main hall, to remove internal door frame and masonry in the way to allow all two hall to be moved, remove door and frame to main hall
What
door.
happened there?
Large opening with the wall side to create a larger doorway as required. Supply and fit new frame and supply new purpose-made door to match existing. Make good all plastered areas and redecorate to match existing. That is £5,760 plus £100. To automate door for automatic opening and closing, £2,200 plus VAT. Please note that it is the client's responsibility to check if planning permission is required.
Which we've done.
Kitchen door to.
No, yeah, we're not considering the kitchen door this evening. Because,
The general allowance for.
the kitchen door does, yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
the kitchen place, yeah.
Kitchen door to cut in new doorway to kitchen, fit new door frame, reuse door from doorway to main hall alterations, removing glass and replace with timber panels to make good and decorate as required. That's £1,584 plus VAT. Main entrance door to automate door for automatic opening and closing. So that's the one on the front door.
Yeah,
That's £3,120.
Yeah.
which is a total of £12,664, and that is company that the clerk is happy
I will say,
with.
to put some perspective on this, because any member of the public watching or listening, they're going to hear £12,000, they're going to think it's a considerable sum of money, just to play around with our doors a little bit. But the fact is, this is going to make the town hall much more accessible. to people with reduced mobility or wheelchair users. And if it makes the downstairs hall more accessible, then it somewhat negates the need for the stair lift going upstairs, which would have been 5 or 6 times this figure. If we were to to replace the lift, the stair lift might have been around the same. But I think this will go a long way to making sure that this whole facility is accessible. And in the scheme of that, I think really I'm supportive of the spend.
Are you making that your proposal? And a show of hands,
Yeah, that's unanimous.
which is going to make a huge amount of difference, and not just accessibility for disabled users, actually for people when the hall's in use, because we've had times where people come in when it's in use, whereas now they can be diverted to other areas. Staff can enter and exit the building without coming into the chamber if it's in use. So it is going to make a huge amount of difference all round.
Yeah.
So item 6D, microphone quotations.
So the least expensive one.
Oh, I should just add to that before I go, which I have moved on. The conservation officer has been consulted throughout the whole process of looking into alterations to the building, and has been happy and is happy with the proposals.
Yeah.
Just again for members of the public that might want to query that. So we'll return now to item 60.
Yeah, okay. So we've got 3 quotes in for the microphones, 3 companies, A and K, who are Anders and Kern. Then you've got Electrical and Property Limited. Now the Anders and Kern quote came in at 8,000. I'm saying this minus VAT. It's £8,001.41. The Electrical and Property quote came in at well, he had 2 options. One was, the first option was 9,738, which had included the 15 wireless microphones. And then there was an option 2, which hopefully there was a total there. Sorry. Oh, there's the total. Hopefully that's it for that. I'm going to have to add that up. So I just added that up.
Well, whilst you're adding that up, Sharon, I'm just going to have my 2 pence worth. Although there are 15 members of this council, I look around the table and how we sit, I don't feel that we need 15 microphones. I think 2 for either side and 2 for the top table would be generous, because they can be moved slightly. Like
I would say 3, 3 and 2. Don't forget, we're sparse in numbers tonight. I think if you could have 3 either side and 2 top, so 8.
Right.
1 to 2, 1 to 2 people.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we need. Yeah, I don't feel that we need 15. I think 2 to 3 people share the microphones at Brackland, don't they? It's shared between.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and I'm nearly there.
I
Yeah,
think
sorry.
the
Oh,
individual price for each of them. So if it was to be reduced from 15 to 8, could we work out what that would then look?
Well, if we're going to look at option 1, I don't think it does include that. It just says 15, and that's the one that's 9,738. Then option 2 is, I think one was wireless and one was wired. I prefer to go with wireless anyway.
Exactly, and then they can be slightly moved
Yeah,
between
So
members. if
no, there is
necessary.
a separate price on that. So if we ruled out the one that I was going to add up, wired, we don't want that anyway, do we? So if we say, because the others are wireless.
Are members happy just to go for the wireless rotation, just to look?
Yeah. And so therefore, so you've got £8,001.41 for first quote, 9,738. Then we have Sassup, Eastern Limited. And that quote, but again, he gave us two options.
I'm just looking at the comparison to what this one's offering to what this one's offering.
But yeah. I wouldn't say I was overly technical on that one. Sorry, yeah, option one, it finishes here at 4,227.
And this is just with a handheld
Yeah, now that was,
microphone.
when, this is the company that came in and did the demonstration and put in some sounds like that's last but one meeting. But he didn't really like the actual clumsy
Handheld, no,
microphone.
because you're faffing around, and again, we
Yeah.
wouldn't want
It's
15.
not
I think so
No.
that's a cost that we don't.
Exactly. However, he then, because he's going to give you lapel microphones, and obviously we don't have to, as you say, we don't have to buy 15. So the maximum cost
Well,
of
we
that.
would for lapel ones, each member would need one
Oh,
of
well, in
them.
that case, the price has gone up to 5,662, but that is way cheaper than the other two quotes.
So he's added both of his quotes together.
No,
Oh, that's
no,
with
it
the
is
VAT.
that figure. Yeah, I've just gone by the non-VAT figure because we can claim that back. so-
I don't think, I know he is much cheaper, but do we all want to be putting on lapel speakers? I mean, he is much, that's £5,000 instead of £8,000. But I think the other one would come down as well if we were halving the amount of microphones. I mean, in all fairness, this top table is only really deputy, the clerk and the mayor that speak, or the chair. It probably could be slid to the left or right. So it would then go 7, which halves it. And see what he comes back with.
Yeah, mind you, I think on this one where we've got the he is actually only allowed, how many is he allowed for?
4 microphones,
Yeah.
which
so that's
isn't
gonna go
any
way
good
up.
anyway. It
No,
would go
okay,
way
fair
up.
enough, yeah,
And I feel that it's going to go up, and then
yeah,
members might forget it's there and walk out.
my preference would be the electrical and property limited proposal with obviously less microphones. I wonder if, because it's otherwise it's going to be guesswork, if we could go back to them and inquire what that might look like
yeah,
with, or even 6 rather than 15, and have one between 2. But I think these are better. The lapel ones as
7
well.
would be 1, 2. As
Well, and one on the top table, do you know what I mean, as well, as
So
along here.
6, yeah,
Yeah,
6 and 1 is 7.
Yeah. yeah, so that's on, oh yeah, so it is, yeah, 7 rather. Rather than 15.
yeah,
And bring that back to committee. The reasoning as well, the lapels, like I think they'd be restricted to our use, whereas if we're hiring out the hall, we could actually advertise, you know, that for corporate meetings and stuff, that we have this available to hire. We have a PA system and microphone system available if they want it. There's a surcharge.
So councillor Taylor, are you proposing that we go back, that we go with the electrical and property company, but we go back and have the quote
Well,
amended?
subject to, you know, being.
yeah, being a,
7 microphones instead of 15.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know.
it
us
obviously
being
less,
content with the price.
yeah.
And are you
Okay.
happy with that, councillor Wesley? You
Yeah,
disagree?
yeah.
So is that your proposal?
Yeah.
Councillor Wesley, are you seconding that? Can I please have a show of hands?
Unanimous.
Item 60, town hall decorating ratify extra jobs. Some of you might notice how well the building is coming on, and obviously the rear is. Also, we had some extra works undertaken that have put a little bit of an extra cost on, nothing too crazy. But, so it's an extra £500.
Well,
Is it
it's an
okay?
extra
External.
1,250.
Oh, yes, so there's 250, so the total is 1,550 in.
That was just one invoice, but where it's got the cross on it, that was the extra, and there was an initial 500 when he discovered at the back as well. To have new, I think they're called fascias.
Fascias,
Yeah.
new fascias.
Yeah.
So our
Awesome.
members
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that we proceed.
Would you like to propose, James?
Yeah. Yeah, councillor T Taylor and councillor Westby,
come
show of hands.
Yeah,
Unanimous.
yeah. Ratified.
I don't think I would have wanted to have been up that ladder at the front of the building. It's quite high, isn't it? I think he's earned every penny just doing
The screen is frozen, so we're not sure how well it's recording at the moment, just to let you know, but I'll just leave it and it'll have to come back. Yeah, I've got it on record here as well.
Hopefully the audio's still working. So
Yeah.
we will move on to item
Yeah.
6F, quotation for 2 new market stalls. I don't know how many people have been into the town centre on a Thursday recently, but our market has been growing over the last couple of weeks, and we have more wanting to come again this week,
Yeah.
which is great. So we'll need 2 new market stalls.
Well, I've just put 2 at the time, but we have had some more approaches, so I would say 2, I don't know, I'd say up to 5.
Well, we have 2 on
But-
the agenda,
yeah,
so that's sort
okay.
of where
All
we've
right,
got to
fair enough
stick
then,
on.
yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Can I say how much better it looks on the square as well?
It does, doesn't it? And
Looks
actually,
much more.
Yeah,
and I think actually it's increased footfall because I think people do generally walk across the square to get round the town. So, and I think that's helped the stall holders as well.
we have.
So
indeed,
has
yes.
everybody looked at the quotes? Are we happy?
Sharon, I know there was emails in the past referring to this, but I wondered if perhaps we purchased 2 and whether we could apply to the Lebanon Market Town fund
For the others?
for the others.
Yeah,
Which would give us at least 2 more.
yeah,
Yeah, because
That
that
would be
probably will
great.
match fund.
Well, the funding is up to £2,000, and I don't know if that's with or without, obviously, the VAT. But
Yeah.
the market stalls are £799 plus VAT.
yeah,
So, that
Yeah.
should cover at least 2.
Yeah.
And then if we can obviously purchase 2 ourselves, that gives us the security that we've definitely got the 2 we desperately
Yeah.
need. Hopefully we'll get 4.
yeah, that would be great, yeah.
That's my proposal.
Taylor, can I have a second? Councillor S Fraser and a show of hands.
There's someone else want to make a proposal though. I feel like I'm hogging it.
That's all right, we'll let you off. And then we'll move on to 6G, bin provision, costs of bins.
I mean, you did sort of like, I mean, when I first went into this, was looking at the, I don't know if that's in there, is it? The cost for the
Bodo bins,
Did-
which were
yeah.
the metal,
Yeah, Bodo, yeah. I mean, they came in at
Great
400,
looking.
I know that from memory, it's 445 if you bought over 5, I think. And then if you just bought individually, it goes up to 495 per bin. They're bespoke because they make them for us.
on
They're
the,
very sturdy. You've got both sorts in there,
on the
haven't you?
square, yeah, I think that was where it got confusing, because
Yeah.
obviously you're
I was thinking-
relatively new to the council and
Yeah. So really I have got 2 prices. One is for 495 and you know the sort because you've seen
They're
it. I
there.
don't need to send you a picture. And then we've also got this one, which is the Glaston, and that is going for 415.
This
Uh,
one is the one that's on the square. as
yeah,
well.
they're
Yeah.
both types are on the square. So the Gladstone is to the front and the rear of the square if you're like looking
Yeah.
from the town, the high street into the town hall. And the Bodo bins are to the left and the right of
Yeah.
the square. and they're like a metal cage
Yeah.
design
Yeah.
with the pole in the middle,
Yeah,
which I'm not gonna lie, I do like because dogs can't pee on them so easily, so therefore they don't rust so easily, but these ones are moulded plastic, so that's not a consideration, and they are the black and gold
yeah.
style that we already have on the square. These ones are marginally cheaper, not by a lot. It just depends what members
Yeah.
feel. Does anybody have any preferences?
Bearing in mind they're going to go into the town, aren't they?
There are some of these around the town as well.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
just on the square.
I mean, these ones do look nice, like they do look nice on the square, they are a smart looking bin. Anything's better than what we've currently got, because they're some of them are in such a state. The reason that this might be my preference is because they obviously have the stickers that shows the bin, and I wonder if we could order some stickers, just stickers of like baby black and gold, so they still go on there with like the dog fouling, like basically to say they accept dog
I
waste
think
as
you
well.
can have them, so they're either side
Because-
as dog and either
Side
side
as-
or
yeah.
sides.
Because I think it would be
Yeah.
good to alternate that, so people realise they can put their dog poo and regular rubbish in
Yeah.
the bin.
Yeah.
So they're like
happy to give the
multi-purpose.
cheaper bin, and we are looking to purchase how many, Sharon? Do these ones, there is normally a discount if you buy multi-buy, isn't there? Because this is the company we've used.
I was
before.
planning to, if you allow me to have the remit to buy up to a certain number, how I was going to play it was knowing that if I was to apply to Breckland, I've already had all of the sites approved by Norfolk Highways.
How many sites is that?
There are, yeah,
Shall we approve 10 then and see if we can?
I'm happy to approve up to 15, because they're new sites for additional bins where we've got lacking provision.
yeah.
There's also, I know we had a few in the stock, but there's a number of bins that are just
They've all been used
horrendously
now,
tatty.
yeah.
They've all been used.
So
There's
they're
none.
just-
I've had 7, but
Yeah, just horrendously tatty, and I just think it really does bring down the tone of the town. So,
And then what I was going to do was I was going to go back to Breckland and say, can I have approval to site say 3 bins? Get that approval, because they're going to say no if I
ask Guy to get them all at once, they'll just say, no, that's not possible, because they have to pay for them to be empty.
Yeah,
So I was going to do it in phases. So,
so you would like, we know we need at least 9. You are happy to,
well, I'm going to say if they're cheaper in multiples of 10,
yeah,
20, because it depends on what they're cheaper to buy multiples of. I'd rather save some money now than waste it in 2 or 3 years' time when we need to buy more bins. I'd rather have the saving,
they will always stay in stock. They will go in
and
sales.
they'll always be used. I would rather spend more for the long-term investment of saving money. So
So is that your proposal, councillor Taylor, that we give the Glover budget for 20, the Gladstone Jubilee,
yeah,
110 litre bins?
yeah. I mean, if it depends what the cheapest multiple is to buy.
Yeah. What finances, no budget. I think so. I think we have a budget. Yeah, I mean, litter bins at the moment, there's only a budget of 1,000.
but equipment purchase, I've got 4,000 spare, so I've got 5,000 and a
Which is
contingency of 12,500.
So there's a contingency of 12,000.
Yeah, and I know at the end of the year I will have some.
My preference,
Remaining.
I'll say, my proposal is that my preference would be for us to purchase 15 bins. If it's cheaper to buy an alternative multiple than that 5,
Yeah.
then my preference would
Then
be
that
to save-
extra 5.
My preference would be to save
Yeah,
and go for the additional bins.
yeah.
Is there a seconder for that proposal? councillor Dalton, and is that unanimous? Is it?
Yeah. That's it.
It was reluctantly.
I know it's a lot of money for bins, but
But the
I'm
fact
also
is,
saving
next
money.
year they'll probably be £500 each, so in the long run, it probably will have saved money. If you,
Yeah.
there probably is the need for extra, and if you walk around places that have ample litter bins, you can tell the difference. There is,
Yeah.
like, just around, there's no litter.
And also some of them we won't need approval for because they're on our own land as well, so.
Okay then, so we're gonna move on to item 7, which is football club request for sponsorship. The consideration and resolution.
Yeah, I mean, I just got this email and just talking to Patrick from the club, and he just wondered, obviously, that, you know, they are trying to look for ways in which they can raise money for the club. So he wondered if it was ever a thing that town council sponsor a club. So I have looked into it and I can't find any reason why not. Some councils will just give a grant, but you can still get the town council logo put on the shirts. But you can also sponsor, and you can also get your name put on the shirt, you know, any sort of advertising, whatever.
I think it's a wonderful idea, but we do have a grants policy, and I'm just worried how the floodgate might open if we start sponsoring one athletic club, sports club in the town.
Yeah.
Outside of that grant system, how many then will come, because you are then literally, and we don't have a budget for this.
No.
We haven't budgeted for it.
Can we look at like a appendix, if you like, to our grant award policy for sponsorship up to, say, £1,000, so it's reduced. And look at it as a separate thing, because I have the same concern that if that's even feasible once we look at the detail of it and how it works alongside the policy, you know, if it would be feasible, just because, like you say, I would love to say, yes, we'll do it. But then what if the boxing club comes forward next month and the athletics club the month after that, Breckland, United Football Club the month after? I just think it could be a slippery slope, but I'm happy for us to look at doing this.
And setting a budget, because at the moment this
But
would
I
be
think-
outside of the budget.
I think it does, it needs more consideration than doing it on a whim tonight.
And I think all members should be in on that consideration. It should be a
Yeah.
council decision, because it will be a policy amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Is everyone happy with that? Are you,
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
yeah, so councillor Dalton is second. So councillor Dalton's making it, and who's seconding? Councillor S. Fraser, you are S. Fraser. And can I have a show of hands, please?
Unanimous?
Thank you. Item 8, public toilets, to consider charging the use of toilets in Queen Square.
Let's be a little bit.
Wait for the backlash.
So I'm happy to introduce this item. I actually asked Sharon to put this on the agenda.
A few weeks ago, I attended one of the 5 market town meetings that the district council holds for each of the 5 market towns. Usually it's chairs, vice chairs and clerks in attendance. I'm aware that we've had a lot of antisocial behaviour and vandalism in our public toilets. I think most members will be aware of this, and actually it's been going on for some time. It's not new. During the meeting, the clerk from Swaffham actually said that they had recently introduced a charging scheme, and since implementing that charging scheme, they had seen a significant reduction in the antisocial behaviour and vandalism. So I asked Sharon to contact the clerk of Swaffham and explore and bring to committee.
I totally agree. It is something we do need to look at. It is totally unacceptable that our staff are having to go in and clean up purposely spread human feces at least a few times a week. It's not acceptable. And, you know, the term spend a penny comes from actually having to pay a penny to spend a penny. So it's not a new thing. Councils have been charging for it for a long time. Swaffham does it.
What do they charge for you?
Did you- did you get-
20p. They looked into charging 50, but there was lots of flack. But even with the 20p charge, they did get an initial a load of flack for saying they were going to start charging. I could put a bit more detail here. They've got the name of a company. It would cost about £9,000 to implement. However, the antisocial behaviour that you would then prevent would be, they just think it's absolutely well worth it, and they're really pleased they've done it. Even with the toilets being open for 24 hours, that still reduced the antisocial behaviour, because nobody who probably's got bad intent is going to want to pay. I think that's the principle. So how bizarre that it
And
literally
then,
has
and
wiped
with
out.
this payment scheme, their toilets are then accessible 24 hours, where at
Yeah.
present,
That's right.
ours are only available from 9 AM till 6 PM, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we do decide to implement it, that's the kind of thing we spin it with.
However, yeah, and
Yeah,
also
that, you know,
the income that they've had already from it comes to £500 a month.
So it's going to come, we would recoup. I was actually thinking it was going to take way longer than that to recoup £9,000 at 20
why,
pence a
why does
time.
it cost £9,000?
That's just the what the company charges.
Yeah,
probably.
but how many toilets do they, like doors did they have that they had to put them on? We
It's
might
not
have
a lot,
less.
really.
Yeah, well, we might have
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, we've only got 2. I don't know how many they've got, and I forgot to ask. But
But
And also-
Locks can't be that expensive.
Do
Yeah.
you know if the,
are they coin operated or are they
no,
like?
now this
a
is
little
with
bit of both,
this is with
can you?
both. You can put coins in, and you can also use a card. So that
That's
probably
good.
is the
Well,
right
That is-
charge.
Yeah, that is
Because
probably.
they subcontract another company called Nyax to actually do the coin bit. You know,
But we
sorry,
could
the
do that
card bit.
ourselves, couldn't we? Because we have our caretakers and it's literally only there. It's not.
Just do coin operators as well.
Yeah, yeah. With the coins,
Well,
that
that would be
obviously,
great, but I can tell you there's 2 people sat in this room at this moment that, at this table that definitely don't carry coinage on them
Royalty.
ever.
my preference would be to have both, even if it's an additional
Yeah.
cost, because I think no one then gets caught short.
Can we also, when the caretaking team come across what is happening, can we please take photos? And actually, hasn't they need uploaded to our website? Then
we did.
Can we
Yeah,
please?
did, yeah, but we didn't want to put them on because
Oh,
we thought that would be a sort of like encouragement for people to do it even more.
oh, I don't think,
We
I
were
think it
worried.
would actually give us justification as to why, because I think people would be horrified.
Yeah.
People to sell it
Yeah.
to people that, yeah, it means the toilets are accessible.
I think it would be horrified.
We say I just thought.
No disrespect, I would
Yeah.
even put it on our social media because people
Well-
take picture of dog feces when they've pooed on their
True,
driveways
yeah.
and stuff.
Can we
Councillor
just have a
Dalton.
list reporting the incidents, things like that?
No, I think evidence, I think
No,
photographs
remembers,
of shots as well
yes.
as, yeah, as well as.
Yeah,
Right, I must say, I am not in favour of putting it on our social media, just because I think
Should we
people
know?
do, but I think we're a little bit above that. I think.
what I was going to
think the
do
tone
was
of the
with
council
the
should be
colour
above
that it was, I was actually going to put little white dots on it to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit of a, what's the word?
I
Yeah.
think if people,
Editing.
I think the shock of what people and what the staff are faced with.
It's disgusting.
I truly believe,
Okay.
You can use most social media.
Making black and white.
Do it flip, so it's grayed out until somebody says, I want to see what it looks
yeah, that, well, even if we just put it on our website and not our social media, but on our website.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming back to the item, Sharon, can I please propose that you contact the company that has been provided from
Yeah.
Swaffham Town Council and get them to quote for the installation of our toilets, because it might be different, because obviously, as we say, it's only
Yeah.
2, and then bring that information back to
Yeah.
the next, or, you know, once you've got it to the
Yeah.
following committee
Yeah.
meeting.
Good, seconder?
Yeah.
Show of hands? Bus shelter update then, item 9.
Okay. Bus shelters, that's really for information. You got sent the, I wanted you to see where we were with the bus shelters. And at the previous meeting, we just had at planning, we're going to be trying to apply for any new bus shelters via the parish partnership scheme.
Mhm.
So there's a very fresh update for you on that one. So if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. So we'll go item 10, Market Town Matters.
That is again a standing item because obviously it says in the terms of reference I should have a standing item. And I think it's already been reported, hasn't it, that we've got an uptake in stalls on the town market. So we've tried to, because obviously some of the stalls had 2 canopies, because obviously at the time we really didn't have many stalls there. But now that we're getting lots and lots of applications to come on there, we have had to limit 1 covered stall per, whoever gets them. Anyone who has a double amount, which is, our regulars, we've offered them a stall with the canopy plus a table or a barrow.
Yeah.
So we think that's, or both, just to sort of be fair to the newcomers who can also then have access to a covered stall. And when we get our other 2, that will make Market Square look really, really busy. And of course, the busier it looks, the more people that will come, and it will hopefully spiral, is what we're hoping.
Okay then, so thanks for the update. Can I please have a proposal from the secretary to suspend the meeting for our second public participation, Councillor Dalton and Councillor S. Fraser. Anybody, any questions? Anything, no? Well, Mr. Hines, you're flipping through your paperwork there. Yeah, for the culvert clearance for the extra.
Yeah, so just to clarify, that funding is not to the Avon Vessel Club Group. That will be under consideration at the next meeting, the Open Spaces Committee, and that £7,000 is to the multi-agency group, which consists of Norfolk County Council, Brecon Council, and Oakham Minter, that have been undertaking the culvert clearances from Mill Lane to Ferguson Lane and Briar Gardens to Ridge Road. So they've always cleared well, I think
90 tonnes nearly.
well, by the time the work's completed, they're now expecting it to be in the region of 80 to 90 tonnes of silt. And there is it's a huge piece of work that's going to remain a lot of extra capacity, water volumes. So money well spent.
And it's nice, we can join our colleagues at district level and county level and chip in to make sure we are trying to mitigate that type of incident happening again. So if that is everything, I will bring the meeting to a close. Thank you all for attending.
You missed out 12.
Well, yeah, it is. It's on a separate page.
Yeah.
I have
was the
item
next
12.
one.
I missed the next agenda.
Sorry.
I haven't scrolled far enough. Do we have items for the next agenda?
Just the public toilets.
Public toilets, the bins.
Yeah. Bin.
I think that's about it now.
Okay. Ooh,
And the
finish. Yeah.
the extra piece of work to be carried out in the car park.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Car Park Lane. Yep.
yeah.
Got that. Thank you.
All right, great, everyone. So I'm going to thank you all again. Thanks for attending, and I'm going to bring the meeting to a close.
And then it's right for the next meeting.
Woohoo.